Welcome. Here is the number 13 Faith Windows kit. And it's a really interesting kit because what I wanted to do this time was I wanted to do something for the Christmas season. And I'm actually doing an Advent kit, which will be coming out after this. But I realized that some people don't do Advent, but they, quote, celebrate Christmas. So I wrote a Bible study called Christmas Traditions, Discovering Christ in the Heart of Holiday Celebrations. And let me just read you the intro. Embrace the true spirit of Christmas with Christmas Traditions, Discovering Christ in the Heart of Holiday Celebrations, which is a devotional that bridges beloved holiday customs with the life-changing message of Jesus Christ. So we're going to look at from the generosity of Santa Claus to the evergreen beauty of the Christmas tree, and each tradition is an opportunity to reflect on the deeper meaning of the season. So I've chosen 7 Bible verses, and then here's the devotional part of the study. It's 2 pages, and the things that I give you for the Bible study, the way that I do it in our Faith Windows, is what's the idea? So like, I'm just going to give you an example for number 1, the legend of Saint Nicholas, and he's about generosity and giving. So we're going to explore the history of Saint Nicholas. He was a real-life bishop known for his generosity and his compassion. We're going to connect his story to the modern-day figure of Santa Claus, and then we're going to think about how the tradition, of giving at Christmas mirrors the ultimate gift of Jesus Christ to humanity. So we're going to use the verse Acts 20:35. In all things I have shown you that by working hard in this way, we must help the weak and remember the words of the Lord Jesus, how he himself said, it is more blessed to give than to receive. I give you a reflection. Let's reflect on the spirit of giving during Christmas and how can we embody Christ's love through acts of generosity? And then what would an application be? What ways can you give to others during the Christmas season, whether through time, resources, or kindness? So it goes on to the 7 topics. The second topic is Santa Claus and the spirit of joy. And then we're going to do the Christmas tree, which is a symbol of eternal life. We're going to look at Christmas gifts, and we're going to reflect how Christmas gifts, but the ultimate gift is God's gift, which was Jesus. We're going to look at the nativity scene, which is a reminder of humility, Christmas carols when we sing the story of Christ, and lastly, Santa's list, reflecting on our hearts. I think you're really going to enjoy this kit. Normally, in my Faith Windows kit, I give you 1 graphic to put in the window portion of the journal. This one, I felt like, you know what? We're going to kind of depart from my usual Faith Windows kits, and this is going to be a little bit different. What we're going to do is I decided that I made everything to size to fit white lunch bags, and I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're going to use 4 lunch bags. We're going to use 1 envelope that would have a window, so that we have the window. But I've actually given you 8, but you really only need 7 because these 2 are the same. I've given you graphics for each of those topics. So I think you'll see, and I like how they kind of coordinate. So my thinking for this was we're going to have an opening on either end, on both ends. And in the kit, what I gave you is, I'm getting there. Okay. I created 8 cards that are usually my Bible verse cards, and we're going to insert that into each of the pockets. And so on those cards, if you choose to, you can not only put the Bible verse, but then you can also use one of these graphics, and then you could use one into the window. So I haven't made it yet. I'm just kind of showing you the kit. Here's 4 cards. Here's another 4 cards. Then I added some ephemera pieces for pockets. I showed you the beautiful graphics of St. Nicholas and Santa Claus and the Christmas tree and the nativity, obviously, and children singing Christmas carols or a Christmas carol is the one that I've given you. You got the 2 pages for your Bible study. Here's the piece with the Bible verses, excuse me, that you actually print. I print them on vellum, and then I give you some additional ephemera to put in there. I also included the title so that you could put that on the cover of the little book if you wanted to. And look at the pages. Aren't they gorgeous? Now, what my thought was is I made them so that you would cut each one of these out. Normally, I tell you, don't cut that stuff out. I'm going to be cutting it out after I introduce this. And each one of those graphics will fit just perfectly with a little bit around it onto the white envelopes. So here are some of the pictures. So it's winter scenes with some like redbirds, cardinals, I guess. I just thought that was so pretty and such a good backdrop to Christmas, but Christmas in a different way, right? So I've got these gorgeous backgrounds. You have plenty of those in there. And I always give you some extra ephemera. And this one, I decided to go ahead and make a tab for each of the 7 topics so that you can actually add those onto your cards for on the side. I thought that would look good. And then here's some extra parts. And then I always give you word fetty and some additional. Now, if you want to close it, you could do one of those round wrap closures that I've done last couple of mine, or they're just circles. And then there's some additional tags. Okay, so that's what the kit looks like. I am going to go ahead and start cutting out all my pages, and then I will be back and I will show you how we're going to put this little journal together. This is going to be a video about how to put together our journal. Then there will be a separate video with the Bible study. I have gone ahead and I've cut out all of my parts, and I have edged them all, and I use scorched timber distress ink. I like that really dark color. So all of my covers are ready to go. I've cut out all the tags. I've edged all of them. They're all set. All my cards are together. Again, I've edged them all, so they're there. Then there's the tabs. They're here, I'm sorry, I'm not in the camera. The tabs are all ready. I have that stuff up too high. The extra pieces, I've gone ahead and finished all those up. My graphics for this kit, I've edged all of them. They're all ready to go. So everything is sitting here ready to be used. And if you're new to my channel, what you'll find is this is how I can get a kit done fairly quickly. Because if you just cut out one page at a time, then you have to keep stopping and cutting out. So I find, just like in manufacturing, right, keep doing the exact same thing. So I cut everything out, I edge it all, I fold it, like these parts, they're already folded and it's ready to go. So now I'm just assembling the kit. The first thing we want to do, what you will need is, you need 4, let me just make sure I said 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 white lunch bags. Now, these were from Walmart, and my friend went to buy some yesterday, and they don't have any white ones in their store. When I went online, they're not even the same size, so I don't know what's going on. So I went ahead and looked on Amazon. If you do not have white lunch bags and you want to use white, I think just the white, the reason I'm using white, it just looks really nice with this background. If you want to order them, I will put the Amazon link in my description. And I just want to tell you what the size of these bags, actually, let me get the bag of it. Hold on, let me get the cover. That way I'm telling you exactly what it says. Okay, as I said, these were 50. Now you may go to your Walmart and they may have them. That would be awesome for you. Self-standing white lunch bags. But the size, that's what you really want to know. These are 10 5/8 inches by 5 1/8 inch. That's the width. And then 3 1/8 in the depth, okay? So that's the size that I'm using. There are some larger ones and there's some much smaller ones on Amazon. So that's really the size. I'll say it again. The size is 10 5/8 inch tall, 5 1/8 inch wide, and then 3 1/8 inch deep, okay? So there's the lunch bags, but I will have the link for the Amazon lunch bags in my description. Then you will need one window envelope. And your window envelope doesn't have to be this one. This again is an envelope that I bought a pack of them on Amazon. You can use junk mail. If you have some junk mail envelopes with beautiful windows in them and you've opened them carefully and want to use it, absolutely. This is just easier for me as I make so many of these Faith Windows kits that I know exactly which one I have. So let's prep the journal. How are you going to keep this together? You're probably going to ask a question. I am planning on just stapling it. That just seems to be the easiest way for me to do these little mini journals. So you need 4 bags and an envelope. And what we're going to do is I alternated them. So you're going to fold them in half, okay? So that you have the opening on one side, and then the next one, we're going to reverse it and have the closed end on the next one. But what we're going to do, don't worry about that, because we're actually going to cut them open, okay? So this is the top of the bag, which is open. This is the bottom, which is closed. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my scissors and gently cut. You see how much? Like a little hair, okay? So now this is open on both ends, which was my goal. But what you need to do is you need to seal up the sides of the bag, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna glue that little piece down, number 1. On the inside here, what'll happen when you go to put something in, there's a whole bunch of little parts. So basically, I just glue all these pieces together so that it just slides in easier. And that's what we're gonna do. So we're putting some glue on there. So now when I open it, now I wanna open it to the fold because I want you to see that there's some more deeper inside that you actually, it's really hard to show you on camera. But just when you do your bags, you'll see. Do you see that extra little part? And as I go to insert a card, it's gonna get stuck on it, which is not what I want to do. And oh, I need to trim my cards because these are just perfect size. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of stick my glue stick in and just put a lot of glue and close that little pouch up so that when the card goes in, it goes in straight. So now, when this is kind of propped open, there's not a lot of places for it to get hung up. We're gonna cover this with one of the toppers, so it doesn't really matter if these parts are not glued down. I'm just gluing them so they'll be straight, okay? And then the other thing that I want to do is to see how the bag is folded, right? I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna run my glue stick along there and close that up. It just makes it sturdier, okay? So there is one bag and it is prepped. So here, this, on the open top, you're still gonna have the same problem with those tabs. So you wanna decide which side you're gonna glue it down to. Get your glue stick in there as far as you can. Go ahead and glue that part down. So it does take some prep of your bag to get this to be all prepared before you start adding your paper covers, the covers to each one, okay? So there's one, and that's got a nice fold opening, and then this has a nice opening. So I am going to go ahead and do the next 4, and I'll just speed up the video because you're gonna see me do the exact same thing. The other thing I just realized is the cards that come in this kit, they just fit in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna trim the bottoms of all of these cards off so that they will go in there easily, because this was how my thought was, 1 card per side, and that I would add a tab to pull it in and out. So that's my thinking, okay? So there's one is done. Got 2 openings. Let's get the next one done. As I said, I'm just I'm back. I've got my 4 envelopes prepared, and I wanted to just tell you what you didn't see on camera is I did use my glue stick primarily, and then I realized as I was playing and making sure they were all closed, I went along and used my art glitter, the fine tip on it, basically to just make sure that everything was closed up, okay? So we've got 4 envelopes. The window envelope, I'm not sure where I'm going to use it yet, so I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm just going to set it to the side, knowing that we're going to use it. My feeling is I want to do it in the very middle, but we'll see what happens. So I've got my 4, and I have done them back and forth. So the first one opens with the top, and the next one opens from the bottom. I don't know why I just do it that way, okay? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start gluing our covers on them. The first thing that I would say to do is to pick the one that I want as my cover. And I'm picking one that has a lot of white space here, because so one of these 2 would work. Let's see, I'm gonna set those right there, because I want to use the title, Christmas Traditions, and I'm gonna stick that on there. So I think what I'll do, just to make sure that I'm leaving the right amount of space, is let me trim that out. And again, if you're new, I love using this heavy duty vellum. I don't even have to print it with extra ink, you know, it's just like regular printer paper, and it prints really, really wonderfully, because basically it makes it look like I'm making my own stickers, right? Now, it works great, except for when you're getting a lot of dark or color background. So it works wonderful on most of my kits, because the design isn't real dark. Let's put it that way. So see, this is what I'm thinking. So Christmas Traditions, I want that to be on the cover. I like that one. And I like that one. I think I'm gonna save that one and do that one for the front. So now I'm free to use whatever ones I want. I think that was the simplest way to do it, is to pick your cover first. And I will be using my glue stick. So here's my cover. Let's go ahead and put that on so I don't, I'm gonna take them, we stack them together, but let's pull them apart so that we can glue our pages down nicely. Now, if you trim them out, basically I made them the perfect size to be on this size of a white lunch bag, okay? So there's kind of like a little bit of a trim around it, which is what I wanted, and I like that part. So let's go ahead and get the glue on. That one, this is my cover. And of course, none of it is perfect, because the paper bags are not perfect. I can tell you that right now. And when we print and then cut out, yeah, I think everything should be totally straight. And then of course it isn't. Now see how nice that looks already? There's my cover. I like that. So now I'm gonna open this up. This will be the first inside page. I think I'll do more of a, there we go. Let's do that one. So we're just going to be gluing this. I hope you really are going to enjoy this Bible study. I think it's going to be, like I said, I have an Advent one that's going to be for those people who want to do, who are used to practicing Advent. And Advent, in case you didn't know, it just means preparing yourself, your heart, for Christmas Day, which of course is the birth of Jesus, right? Okay, so now let's put the next one in here like I was going to anyway. I think I'm gonna put it back together. You know what, let's put these back in there, because you know what'll happen? That way we're matching, not matching, but we're coordinating, not later. So if that makes any sense. Okay, so that's that one. Let's see, which one do I want next? This one works. That one looks pretty. Okay, let's do that there. So I was excited once I got the idea for this, this Faith Windows kit. I was excited because I was trying to figure out, how do you do something about Christmas that includes Jesus? And that sounds, I know that probably sounds really strange to people, but I find that so much about Christmas, which I know most people say the same thing, it has become so commercialized, right? And they forgot the whole reason. What's the reason? The saying, the reason for the season, what is that? That's Jesus' birth. And so I didn't want to lead people astray. Now I've got lots of other Christmas kits in the shop already, if you're interested. And they are not talking about Jesus in them. They're just really pretty Christmas kits. And you can put those together. If you've watched my video where I demonstrated, I have 10 kits, 10 Christmas kits. Actually, I have 11 because I just made another one. I made a colossal kit, and I included a lot of the different kits all in one. And those are if you just want to make something Christmassy. These Faith Windows are Bible story, Bible study, Bible story. Yes. Okay, let's get something not as much blue. Yeah, there we go. Not as much the red berries. So, as I said, what you're going to find is I have Faith Windows. This one is for finding Jesus in our Christmas traditions. That's what we're going to be studying here. Then there's Advent, which is all about Jesus. That whole kit is about Jesus. There we go. I love creating stuff. I really do. It makes me feel good. I hope it makes you feel good. That's what Faith Art Design Studio is all about. My goal is us creative women who spend a lot of time and a lot of money, right, making things. What my message is, yes, you can create wonderful, gorgeous things, but why not include your faith in it so that you're actually going deeper with God? And I think I guess I need to make this decision, right? So that I know what I'm going to put on here. I'm thinking about doing that. That's my thought. So here what we're going to do is I'm going to put that on this page, leave that one blank for now. So a lot of times I've already made the whole kit and then I'm just showing you parts of it. This one I decided, well, I'm going to make it with you right on camera. So you get to see exactly what I'm thinking about and how this comes together. Plus it's a little bit different than all my other Faith Windows kits because they're usually manila folders and that kind of stuff. Okay, let's turn this over. But if you notice, all my Christmas kits, I did a ton of paper bag kits, meaning using brown lunch bags, white lunch bags. I think that's, for me, what makes it junk journaling, because we're utilizing a common household item and we're making something beautiful out of it, right? Let's put that there. So if you haven't, please sign up for my VIP club. What is Diane's VIP club? Well, Diane's VIP club is you sign up with your email and then initially you get a freebie piece of ephemera. Once you're in the club, I will be sending out a free piece of ephemera every month. And I will also be sending out exclusive coupon discounts. So if you've just signed up, you will start getting a few emails from me that will walk you through getting the freebie, getting coupon discounts. So I hope you join my VIP club. I promise that I will respect your email inbox. I do not want to inundate you, but I do want to share faith art, and I want to give you incentives to keep practicing faith art. Okay, and what is faith art? Faith art is, to me, anytime you're creating anything that includes your faith, right? So I made the faith windows for that reason. I do Bible studies for that reason, and junk journals. So that's what I hoped to accomplish. Okay, we're doing pretty good here. This is going together quickly. Well, so far. The background, let's say, right? The structure is coming together well. That's what I meant. I love these designs. Of course, I live in Florida. So for the fact that I can add and experience snow in a pretty way is really fun. Because I get to experience snow on paper, not in my life. I'm too old to deal with the cold, the snow, you can't drive. Yeah, all that stuff. I lived up north for most of my life. So this is the first time I've ever lived in the South. So we have an extra one that goes on that one page if we decide to do it. So my version of winter in Florida is wonderful, because the past 11 years that I've lived here, there's been quite a few years when I've been able to be in the pool during Christmas. We do not have a heated pool, so don't think I'm telling you that, oh, well, it's heated, so of course you can go in at Diane. No, it's not a heated pool. My neighborhood pool is not a heated pool, but the fact that it never gets really cold enough that the water gets cold, so that's why I can actually go swimming. I think the second year I lived here, my friends and I, we all went in the pool on New Year's Day, which was so much fun. And I took pictures because no one would believe me. And I went, this is why I love Florida. Okay, so that part's done. We've got the extra one, which will be fun. Now what I think I'm going to do, let's edge first before I go putting anything down. So I'm just going to start doing like that. I like to edge everything. Why do I like to edge everything? Let me tell you again. For those of you who watch me all the time, you'll hear the same thing over and over. It basically gives you definition to the picture, okay, whatever it is you're looking at. And that darkening draws your eye to the center of what it is you're looking at. And so that's why I edge all my stuff. And I used to use, what do I have over here? Gathered twigs and some of the other browns from Ranger. But when Scorched Timber came out, ooh, I love it. It's really nice and dark, and I don't have to do like 5 swipes. I can do one quick swipe. Of course, these aren't straight, but you know what? I always tell you, it's paper, it's fun, it's okay. I don't think anybody, if I was giving this to somebody, would say, oh, she made a mistake. It's just what it is. So one of the messages that I wanted to make sure everybody heard was, there's a really good meme out that talks about, are you going to be one of those people that's going to go, you have to go buy all these presents and you buy things that people don't really want. Why don't you ask them what they really want? Because of course in this economy right now, even I myself are having a difficult time because of the increase in prices of every single thing, right? Our utilities have gone up, and well, in Florida, insurance is outrageous. And my insurance doubled for my car, and it increased by 40% for my home. So I'm on a fixed income. Where would that money be coming from? Well, hopefully it's going to be coming from the money I might earn from my little Etsy shop, that I might make some money at some point from selling digital kits. But anyway, maybe what I thought was really fun, and go back and look at that video, I came up with 11 different Christmas kits, and then I sat there and made like 10 or 11 things from each kit. And basically a lot of them are just cards or little mini journals. And what I thought would be a great gift is to buy one of the kits, make a whole bunch of the little things that I show you how to make. And then maybe you want to include a card or a check, right? Like you're going to buy them a card for maybe at a grocery store that you know that person could shop at. And so you can include it in this beautiful handmade card. So to me, anything that I make and that I give somebody is from my heart. And I think that's what giving and generosity is all about, which we're going to be talking about in this Bible study. So I'm just going to encourage you to think about, maybe you look at this and go, well, I don't really need to do this. Maybe you should make this for someone. This would make a great gift, right? Maybe they haven't even thought of any of these things about how to include the thought and the idea of who Jesus is, that God sent him to us. That's what Christmas is all about. Maybe this would make a great little gift. I've gone ahead and I trimmed off all my cards on the bottom because they were just slightly too long. So make sure you trim them on the bottom. And how do you know what's the bottom? Because the top says date and Bible verse. So I've trimmed off, less than 1/4 of an inch, just so that they'll slide in and out. And now I'm just going to, as I said, edge them. So we've got that. Okay, those cards are done. Now my thought was okay, the first pocket. So how many pockets do you have? 4 times 2, you have 8 pockets. There's 7 verses. So you have an extra pocket. So either I could do it in the front or I can do it in the back. What I thought about doing was taking, to print these 2 pages for the devotional Bible study, right? Now, I printed them normal size. I could print these at like 80%, which would be much smaller, and then I could fold it, right? And I could stick it in there. I think that's a really good idea, because that way, if you want to give this to somebody, now they'll have the Bible study. Number 2, this will help you remember, what did I study? What did all that stuff mean? So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. So let's stick a card in the front, and we'll stick it in the next one. So let's go ahead and stick all of our cards in. And now you can see how easily they go in because we prepped all of our bags, right? And of course, I'm doing all that, and then I realized, wait, Diane, you might as well just put the tabs on. Why don't we put the tabs on before I insert the cards? Okay, now how do you know which tab is which? There's kind of an order. The order is what's on the Bible study. So the first one is the Legend of St. Nicholas, and it says generosity and giving, and it's a red one. Okay, let me set that there. So let's go backwards. You put the card in there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my tabs on, and I'm going to stagger them. Let me move that away. I'm going to stagger them so that it looks cool, just like regular stuff. So we'll start with the top one. The first one will be at the top. Okay, there's the first one. And we'll stick that in there. See how it's just gonna peek out? Oh, so pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, what's the second one? The second topic is Santa Claus and the Spirit of Joy. So I think, yeah, it's called Spirit of Joy. Now, it's blue, so maybe I want to use different cards. Maybe this is how you pick the cards. You pick the card that coordinates with the tab. Okay, let's get the glue on it. Okay, and then I'm just going to come down a little bit so that it's a little bit staggered. And then we'll do that one. So there's number 2. That's the second thought that we're going to have. And the third one is the Christmas tree, a symbol of eternal life. And so that one is a blue one that says eternal life. So I think I'll pick another kind of whitish card. Let's do that. And there's a little secret to cutting out these tabs. I should have left one undone. The secret is, hold on one second, let me get this down and then I'll kind of show you. Okay, so there's the third thought, which is going to be about eternal life. Yes, that looks pretty. Okay, so when they're on the paper, they're like this, right? And so what I do is I cut along that edge, and here. So it's kind of like a square. I fold it in half, and then I take my scissors and go around it. And then it matches on the back. So you don't have to, if you cut it open, they're going to be totally different. And I don't think that's what you want to have happen. Okay, so we did eternal life. The next one is reflecting God's ultimate gift. And so that's what it says, God's ultimate gift. So let's pick this one. That looks pretty. And I hope you like these tags, the cards. I used pictures of knitting. I just thought that was so perfect. Okay, so this one we want to be about right there. So there's the secret of how you want to match them. If you want to just lay it, see, I have it right beside there, so it's just a little bit lower from that one. So we'll put this tag in, card in, and we'll leave it like that. And then the next one, so that was number 4. Number 5 is, just says humility. So it's a red one. So let's use one of the blue ones. Put some glue on. And before I stick it down, see, I'm just laying this on top beside it. And I'm going, okay, that's about right there. There we go. And now I'll fold it over. And there will be the next one, which will go right there. Okay. And that's number 5. Then number 6 is singing the story. It looks like I'm missing one. Where did it go? Oh, no, that was 5, right? Humility was 5. Yes, there's just 2 left. I'll get it yet. Singing the story of Christ, which is, yes, what's the tab? Heart Reflections, the last one. So it's God's ultimate gift. That's the next one. And so see how pretty these are? So it looks like it's a little piece of, like a scarf you'd wear around your neck. I just thought that was fun. Oh, you can tell I have fun making things. One of the things that's very different from my digital shop that I want to just say to everybody is things in my shop, I don't put a kit in my shop that I have not actually printed and created. Okay? So that's the big difference. There are so many digital shops on Etsy. And to be honest, you're not probably on there as much as I am. But I'll be on there and somebody's selling something for $1.96. And I look at the kit and I say, well, that's weird. How do those parts go together? And that's when I realized somebody sits there on AI and just makes stuff and throws it in the shop. But they don't really make the kit. I mean, they don't make what they're selling you. So what you'll find with my digital items is I have created it online, number 1. Okay, let's go backwards. Let me stop talking for a second. Number 2, I have printed it and I have put it together. And I make a video and I share how to put something together. So I think that's really what's different. In case you didn't know that, now you do know. I think that's what, as far as I'm concerned, that's what sets me apart, is that my faith kits are kits that I've written the Bible study and I've created the kit. I've printed the kit and I've made it. So that makes me, I think, different. Okay, now, you know what? I have this one left. And maybe this is what we're going to put. Let's go to the middle. Now, you're seeing me. This is going to be a long video because, of course, I'm making every single thing, right? And I'm talking at the same time, so you know what happens. So I want this to be, let's see if we do that. That's a little bit, it's going to be right on the very edge. Let's see if I fold it right there. I have to make it a little bit longer. It's too close to the edge. That's not gonna work. Let's redo that, Diane. I may have to trim the bottom. You know, if I trim the bottom first, I think that might make my life a whole lot easier. Okay, now when I set it on there, yes, that's much better. Now I can fold and have a little bit of a topper that will help me be able to put it into the kit. There we go. Okay, now let's trim that off. Now I save these because you can end up making pockets and stuff, so don't throw those pieces of envelope away that we trim. Okay, so how's somebody gonna get in this one? It's gonna be that way, and let's see, do I wanna close that way up? I don't want the bottom open, to be honest, so let's close that, because it'll just fall out if I have the bottom open. Okay, so let's close that, and it would be on this left side, and I don't think we need this whole part, so let's just trim. We're gonna trim that whole thing away. Yep, we're just gonna trim it all away. Now, did I do that right? Of course, it's crooked now, Diane. Well, it's just going to be the way it is. So it's going to go in here. So our card is going to have a graphic on it, and it's going to go in that way. So let me see if I turn it this way. Does that work? Okay, wait, what did I do? Did I just, oh, I made it really small. So I'm going to have to trim this card even more to fit in there because I closed it up. Okay, if you're gonna do that, don't close it the way I closed it. I definitely made it too short. And you know what I did? I closed the wrong part. So see, it is good that you get to watch me. Let's open, this is weird, hold on. Let's open this back up. You can always get another envelope, or, let me see. Why does that show like that? Oh, it's that way above the cellophane. Okay, let's see. So this has to be trimmed way back. So let's trim at least that much off. Okay, so now if I close that back up, can I get it in and out? I don't like how it doesn't go in between there. Interesting. Isn't that funny? I guess I never noticed that before. Okay, if this is closed, is it going in there? Yes, it's going in. Okay, that's the way it's going to go in. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and reclose that with my glitter glue. So I'm just going to put it on the very bottom. I think I went up too high. So let's just make it close on the very bottom instead. There we go. And then this is going to go on top of there, which of course I should have put underneath the paper. That would have been smarter. Let's see if I didn't glue it all the way down. Oh, look. See? Okay, I can pull it back a little bit, and I can put it right there. And then I can put this back on top. Okay, that'll work. So I'm going to leave that part open because what I have to do is I don't want white on white. So I think we are going to put this piece on there. Oh, wait, Diane, what you can do is I can hook it to the paper instead of over the top. That would be smarter, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. Okay, now I got it. So did you understand what I just did? First I was going to hook it over the top, and I was going to stick it underneath there, but I'm not going to do that. Good thing I didn't put this piece down, because I'm going to put it, I'm going to wrap it around there. So what now I have to do is I have to cover this. And let's see, what am I going to cover it with? Maybe I didn't give you enough pieces. Maybe I will have to print another piece, which I may have to do. Okay, this may go on the back. Oh, actually, that'll work. Look, that's that one piece of extra paper. That would work. There's the card. So that would go like this, and then you would lift that up. Yeah, and that works. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cover the back of it, and then I'm just gonna need to use some other pieces to cover the front. You still may need another piece, which means you might have to print something twice. I think that's probably the better solution. Let's put this on there. So now we've got the back of it covered, and it looks nice. Of course, let's get it straight, Diane. Sorry, I'm getting my head in the camera. There we go. Okay. Well, that works. You know what? Okay, here's what you can do. You could print an extra one of the double pieces of these pages and do it, but I think I am gonna go get some stencil and some ink, and I'm gonna just design around there. So I'll stop it and come right back. So I picked, I think Speckled Egg is a good blue, and I picked this stencil, and this is from Temu. I love their, these small like 6x8 stencils. They're just so nice. So we're gonna just use this little small design, I think. Let's put a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, and then we'll put some blue, some circles around the bottom. So if you don't have a stencil and you don't have the ink, what would you do? You could use washi tape if you have washi tape. You could use, as I said, print another page, okay? Print another page and go ahead and decorate, because you've seen me do that before. Let's make that smaller here, Diane. And decorate the edges of your envelope. So there's lots of different things you can do. I just have a whole thing of stencils that I feel like using. Okay, that works. So again, it was Speckled Egg. That's the color that I picked. So we're gonna attach that on there like that. You know what, it's not perfectly the right blue, but I don't really care, because it coordinates. That's all we care about, right? So it's gonna go in there like that. Right? So now it slides right in there. Yes. And that's going to go on top. Before we do that, though, let's add what graphic we're going to add for our faith window. So where are we at in the Bible story at this point? That's the question. We are at humility. And humility is the nativity scene. So that's actually perfect. So as I mentioned, when I showed you the kit, I've given you 8 graphics. This graphic with the music, the Christmas Carol page, and the 2 little girls, there, the 2 girls, I felt like you could use either one of those, whichever one you like, okay? So I'm gonna stick those together. And so we just talked about that we are gonna be on the nativity scene, the spirit of humility, and look how pretty that is going to be. Now, this graphic looks like it's one of those, like a stamp. So if you have, hold on, they're not here, of course. I have 2 tables, the one I record on and the one where I lead Bible study. So I've got these curved, see how they're curved? Scissors, and I think what I'm gonna do, yes, see, that looks good. I'm gonna do that on the edges. Then it makes it look more like a stamp. You don't have to do that. You can just cut it off, actually, if you want to. Okay. There we go. Let's get all these little parts away. And now let's re-edge it. Now, there. Now it looks like a giant stamp. Yes, with the nativity scene. Perfect, Diane. Now I'm happy. Okay, so that's going to go on there, and this fits right in there. You can see where it's at. So I want it to be kind of in the middle, so it's not going to be in the middle on here. It's going to be in the middle of the graphic. I mean, that window is what I'm trying to explain. Okay, let's glue that. And as I said, I'm laying this down just a little bit. I'm going to put it in the middle of the window on the page, which is different because there's a whole section that's underneath that you can't see. So that's how I'm going to do that. So that's why this is a Faith Windows kit, because we do have a graphic. This is going to be tough. I might not take this in or out. I might just leave that graphic there. Okay, let's see. Why can't I get it all the way in there? These are fun. Sometimes they're there. There we go. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue it onto the back of this paper. Then we'll glue the paper in. So we are going to line that up. Okay, turn it over. Glue that down. Now we can glue that whole page right into there, and it worked out perfect. So we did get our Faith Windows in our kit, in our journal, I meant, not our kit. That's kind of weird, Diane. We got our Faith Windows. That's why it's a Faith Windows kit. And I'm almost finished with what I wanted to show you in this video, which of course is going to be long. So we're gonna end it. And like I said, I'll see you back for the Bible study, which will be the next video in this series. And then you will have seen how I've put all this together. Well, that actually worked out really nice. So you can write and talk about the Bible verse that goes with humility, right? Because that's where we're at. So here is our book. So I'm happy with it. As I mentioned, I'm going to staple this because I have a long arm stapler. I've got a long arm, and then I've got this close to my heart one, and I like it because look, you just turn it, and that's how you get it up and down, which is what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and staple it, and then we're going to end this video. And the next video, you will be able to see how I finished my pages, and we will be doing the Bible study together. There we go. Okay. See, and they're right on the back. And I'm going to put some ribbons and stuff because I like doing all that. So here is our little mini paper bag no-sew journal for Christmas traditions, discovering Christ in the heart of holiday celebrations. I hope you will like this video. I hope you will comment. I hope you will tell me what you think about this Bible study, whether you're going to do it. Are you going to make it for yourself? You're going to make it as a gift. As always, please comment, please like, please share if you would. And I hope that you're subscribed to my channel. And as I mentioned, don't forget to sign up for my VIP club where you will get exclusive discounts and exclusive freebies to go in your junk journaling.